What up, guys? It is Lutfi, and today it is time for Game Week 3 preview. And it is time to actually make adjustments for our teams because some of us are preparing for a Game Week 4 wildcard, which is after Game Week 3 and also after the international break. So it is a good time to be getting the players that are in form, even though that their prices have risen. So let's begin by first taking a look at my Game Week 3 starting 11. I've made an early transfer for Zlatan Ibrahimovic after the Manchester United match because I didn't want his price to increase and Vardy's price to decrease, subject to Vardy's performance against Arsenal. So in the end, Vardy blanked, and thankfully, I was able to bring in Zlatan before his price increase. So at the back, I'll be starting off with Kasper Schmeichel. Lister will be taking on Swansea, so hopefully they'll be getting a clean sheet there. Antonio Valencia as one of my three defenders playing against Hull. Hull looked pretty solid in the first two matches of the season. The newly promoted side somehow managed to get 6 points without having a proper bench. So credits to Hull on that. But I think Manchester United are really strong as of now, and I think they'll be getting a clean sheet there. Next up, it is Stones playing against West Ham United. City have not been keeping clean sheets, but with the probable arrival of Claudio Bravo and the departure of Joe Hart, I'm just speculating, but most probably Joe Hart would be leaving the Etihad. And hopefully they'll be starting to get clean sheets because I have John Stones. And finally, it is Craig Dawson, West Bromwich Albion playing against Middlesbrough. So I have to be wary of Alvaro Negredo's strike presence. He picked up a couple of assists in last weekend's matches. And hopefully Tony Pulis' side is able to park the bus and get a clean sheet for me because my defenders have not been getting me a ton of points from clean sheets or via the assist. Moving on to my midfielders, I have two Tottenham Hotspurs players, Eric Lamela and also Christian Eriksen, both playing against Liverpool. So hopefully they'll be able to create some chances and score some goals against Liverpool because Liverpool's defense as of now isn't too good. Burnley somehow got the better of them last weekend, winning 2-0 at home. So I'm expecting Lamela and Eriksen to do some damage this weekend. Next up is Redmond playing against Sunderland, and Redmond really looks good in the first two fixtures of the season, although against Manchester United he was shut down, but the chances were there, and I think against a team like Sunderland, definitely he'll be able to score some goals or grab some assists. Finally, it is Riyad Mahrez, my only £9.5 million midfielder. Pretty expensive so far, only brought me one goal in two fixtures. And I'm hoping against Swansea he'll be able to do what he does best last season. Create chances, create openings, maybe get a goal for himself or provide an assist to Vardy or his teammates. So lots of hoping there for Riyad Mahrez as he is a real premium player at £9.5 million. Moving on to my midfielders, or rather my strikers, it is Callum Wilson, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Sergio Aguero. I think I don't need to justify Zlatan and Aguero in my team because these two strikers are really hot and on form. And I'm just hoping that Callum Wilson will open his account this season against Crystal Palace because he has not scored at all this season yet, and the other £6.5 million strikers such as Alvaro Negredo and Andre Gray, who were my options for the start of the season, they already brought back returns for the managers that own him. So I'm hoping that Wilson will give me the return as soon as he can, and I think against Crystal Palace he'll be able to do so. Now let's move on to take a look at the Fantasy Gladiators head-to-head league standing, and at the top of the table it is Khalid El Jabri. He is one of my YouTube subscribers. really long time YouTube subscribers. He's always interacting with me via YouTube and Twitter, and it is great to see him with 2 wins, 6 points at the top of the table with 141 points total. And second, it is actually FPL Capybara. We interact on Twitter too, so pretty interesting to see some of my YouTubers and people on Twitter doing well in my league, and hopefully I'll be able to make a comeback because as of now I'm sitting rock bottom at the table at 18th place without a victory or even a draw, so I have 0 points. So I've got work to do, and hopefully in the coming weeks I'll be able to make a comeback and try and get the top position. So I hope you guys have been enjoying how the head-to-head league is as of now. So it's a long season, anything still can happen. Now moving on to the captains for Gameweek 3, and it is pretty hard to debate these two players. It is Zlatan Ibrahimovic or Sergio Aguero. I'm going for Zlatan this week because Manchester United are really looking pretty solid this season, and they'll be playing against Hull. I think United would get the better of Hull, and Zlatan may grab a goal himself. As for Sergio Aguero, well, he was pretty impressive too at the start of the season, scoring a hat-trick in the Champions League qualifier despite missing a couple of penalties. But against West Ham, I think City would not be able to score as much goal as Manchester United would be against Hull. So going on that, I'm going with Zlatan this week. For you guys, just take a look at the fixtures, and if you guys are feeling Sergio Aguero, then go for him because it is a safe option. Lots of people would be captaining Aguero too. Now let's move on to the next point. Last video I actually mentioned that Alvaro Negredo was a hidden gem for Middlesbrough, and he proven himself again this week. 2 assists in his last weekend match, and I think he's a great buy. They'll be playing against Sunderland this weekend, but the only downside is his price has risen 0.2 million pounds, so he's at 6.7 million pounds right now, and pretty expensive, I should say, compared to how he was at the start of the season. But if you guys think that he'll be good long term, that Middlesbrough will be able to score goals and win matches, then it is a good investment. But as of now, for the short term, I think you should be getting him because he looks hot right now. Next up, it is a pair of players that are on form, and yes, it is Ross Barkley and also Eden Hazard. Both players have seen price increase for them. Ross Barkley will be playing against Stoke. Everton actually have a great run of fixtures in the coming weeks, and Ross Barkley should be in the mix of all the attacks. He has always been consistent for Everton, except for the part where last season, going to the end of it, Everton could not score goals, so Barkley actually went back into the shadows, was not able to score lots of points. And his price has risen too. He is now at 7.7 million pounds, pretty expensive, but looking at Everton's fixtures and how he's playing, he looks pretty good. Next up, it is Eden Hazard. Well, Chelsea under Antonio Conte look pretty solid, and they'll be playing against Burnley this weekend. Hazard's price has increased to 10.1 million pounds. These two players are great options because they are usually in the mix of the attacks. Hazard, if he is able to keep himself fit, I think for the long term, he'll do good to you this season. And that is all for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Do let me know what you guys think. Do let me know who you guys are going to be bringing into your team this weekend. And if you guys want, don't forget to join my Kings of Fantasy Mini League with that league code, or you could click the link down in the description below to automatically join. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.